Hey guys, it's Jason with KSL. All right, this is number 4 of our series on growing and raising meat at your house. Today we're going to talk about cattle. We'll start off the same as the other videos. We'll go over a little bit about the cattle. You can take a screenshot to get you all this. Get a screenshot of it. With cattle, some of the basics. Gestation is 9 months on a cow. Typical age to breed is about 18 months on a cow. You can breed them sooner or breed them later, but the average is about 18 months to breed a cow. You just want to, because her body's big enough to handle that. She's not too small and stuff like that. Most of the time, your average age to butcher is 14 to 18 months. Yes, you can butcher them earlier or you can butcher them later. But the 14 to 18 month is typically your sweet spot to where they're going to be the size they need to be and have enough fat content and marbling in the meat. All right, just like before, your yields off the carcass, your live weight, what the animal weighs on the hoof alive, times 0.63 typically gives you your carcass weight. Then you can take your carcass weight times 0.62, and that is typically your finished meat. So an example of that, if you've got a 1,200 pound live weight steer times 0.63 is 756 pound carcass weight, like a hanging carcass weight. You take your 756 pound carcass weight times 0.62 gives you 469 pounds of take-home meat. And that will astonish a lot of people. I know when I first looked at it, and everybody's like, "Oh man, I've got a 1,200 pound steer. I'm going to butcher. We're gonna have meat for years on this." No, you're not. You've only got 469 pounds of meat off a 1,200 pound steer, which, yes, that's a lot. That's still a lot of meat, but it's also a lot from that 1,200 pound live animal. So we'll go into this. I use calories of ground beef because if you're doing a home butcher and something goes bad, you don't know where the ribeyes are, you don't know where the chuck eye is, you don't know what to do with anything. Worst case scenario, you're going to wind up with a lot of ground beef. So my numbers are based on ground beef with a 10% fat content. So what you've got with that, like I said, ground beef, 10% fat, 62 calories per ounce. Here's a breakdown of the calories, fat, and protein in a typical 3.5 ounce serving. 217 calories, 11.8 grams of fat, 26.1 grams of protein. So what we've got on there, so basing it off our 1 ounce, calories off 1 ounce is 62 calories. So you're looking to get 1,000 calories a day, 16 ounces, 1 pound of beef is what you would need per person. And like I said, I based this on 1,000 calories. We probably need to do more because in a grid down situation where you're doing all the manual work and that stuff, you're going to need more than just a 2,000 calorie per day diet. Granted, some people have already said that. Yes, I know. We'll probably do a video and figure it up if we're going to base it on like a 3,500 calorie per day diet. So, but we go in, a family of 4 is going to wind up with 64 ounces, 4 pounds per day is what you're going to need. So an example of our 1,200 pound steer is 469 pounds of meat. So that winds up 4 pounds a day times 365 days in a year. You will need 1,460 pounds of meat per year, which that comes out after you do the math is 3.1 cows per year for a family of 4 is what you'll need. So you're looking at 3 cows per year, 3 beefs per year for a family of 4. If that's all you're going to eat is beef in a whole year, and that's your only meat source. So essentially, if you break that down as far as the herd size you'll need, you're going to need a bull and 3 cows to get the needed beef per year. Typically, your cows do not have twins, they just have singles. If you're really stuck on that 3.1, up it to 4 cows. And that's just your baseline, assuming every cow has a calf that year, and that calf makes it and grows into a full-size beef. So you don't need near as many animals just because they're big, but then you've also got to feed these big animals. And then if something goes wrong, one of your cows has a miscarriage or something happens with the baby, then you're down to only 2 cows for that year, 2 calves for that year, which really throws off your 3.1. So one thing to talk about also, cows are a long-term game. It's not like getting, ordering 50 or 100 Cornish crosses, and in 8 to 10 weeks they're ready to process, and then 8 to 10 weeks you've got meat in the freezer. Cattle are a heck of a lot different, and they're actually a lot different than sheep, goats, and pigs. I mean, it's a long-term game with that. So you're looking, like we talked before, birth. If you start from day one, a 2-day-old calf, it's going to be 18 months before you can breed her. So right there, you're at 18 months. Another 9 months for the gestation. So tack on another 9 months there. And then time to finish that baby after it's been born is 14 to 18 months before you can butcher it. So you add all your months up, total time before you're ready to put beef on your table or in your freezer is approximately 3.5 years. So, and of course you can speed this up. If you buy a cow that's ready to breed right now and breed her, you can cut 18 months off of that time. So some people might want to do that, but I'm giving you the worst case scenario on this. If you started with a 2-day-old calf and bottle fed it from the time she's ready to breed, have a baby, and then put her babies in the freezer. So if you start from day one, you're looking at 3.5 years before you put beef in your freezer or on your plate. Guys, I've got a rabbit video I'm working on right now, and then I think we're going to do a breakdown after the rabbits on what is good to raise. We'll probably do something about the calorie content of each one, how many calories you get out of each ounce. But leave it in the comments what you'd like to see, and we'll shoot a video on that. I appreciate it. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share it out, and I appreciate it. Y'all have a good day.